Now the end reward so far for the Buried Debts event is the Opticor Vandal. That's what everyone is aiming to get their hands on. Now once the Exploiter Orb fight, I guess, eventually becomes available, then so will Hildren's components and maybe something else, who knows, maybe. I know there's definitely going to be a new Toroid that I think gives about 12,000 rep, as well as the Deck 12 stuff that apparently we're going to be shown, or we're being hinted at from scanning all of those things out in our Valis. But right now, the Opticor Vandal is what we have to aim for with this event, and closing all of those very enjoyable fractures. So much fun, right? Right? But is it worth it? Is the Opticor Vandal worth it? Personal opinion? Yes, but it is just my opinion. It looks good and it is definitely a different beast compared to the normal Opticor. On one hand you have a slow firing, hard hitting BFG, whereas the other is more suited to large crowds with a much faster charge up time, faster reload, slightly better crit chance, slightly better crit damage multiplier, and a better status chance as well, while also having more rounds in the magazine. Oh, and also the Opticor Vandal is Mastery rank 14. However, the normal Opticor does hit a hell of a lot harder. So it's up to you whether you see this as an upgrade or a slight side grade to the normal Opticor. It's definitely more practical when it comes to going up against hordes of enemies compared to the normal Opticor because of that charge up time and faster reload. In fact, I know some of you in the Warframe community would prefer to compare the Opticor Vandal to the Ferox in game, simply because it has a very similar damage model and a lot of the core stats are not far off, with both of those weapons being highly puncture based, fast charged weapons, with the Ferox being crit based and the Opticor Vandal being more status based. So if you like the Ferox, then I guess you will definitely like the Opticor Vandal. Now, like the normal Opticor, when you fully charge up your Vandal's shot, it will automatically fire the round, so make sure you're aiming at something's head. And it has the same area of effect damage when hitting a target, which means it will hit other enemies beside you, but unfortunately this is magnetic damage, which is great against Corpus and not so great against anything else. And because of the innate punch through, it is a really good crowd clearing weapon. Now, if I am being honest, I prefer the Vandal to the normal Opticor, but I know some of you love the huge damage numbers that you get with the normal one and will point blank refuse to use the Vandal, which is fine. It's fine. Everyone's going to have weapons they like or don't like, but the fact that this is more suited to clearing large groups of enemies is why I prefer it. Now, for modding my Opticor Vandal, I have two separate builds to showcase in the video, because one is using a dedicated Riven to bump my crit chance up above that 100% crit chance mark, which is what I run with, but the other is showing off how I would run if I didn't have the help of a Riven. Now, config A has no Riven, but you could drop out Vile Acceleration for another elemental mod to increase the damage up, or even a dual stat mod if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. And for config B, like I said, it has the Riven equipped, which is why I have 5 Forma. If you don't have a Riven, then I think you will get away with using 4. And even though I have Prime Shred equipped on this build, it isn't really needed, so Heavy Caliber could be used instead of it, because the negative accuracy you get from Heavy Caliber is barely noticeable with this weapon. In fact, it's an ideal mod for the Opticor. But let me know what you think of the Opticor Vandal, whether you like it or you don't, whether you have it or you don't, or whether you prefer it over the normal Opticor or not. Do me a huge favour and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.